Greetings and happy fall season, and welcome to the fall season premiere of another episode of Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. Of course, this is the CEO right back at you once again for another fabulous conversation with icons and legends and trailblazers within the LGBTQ community, starting here in Atlanta and abroad. Once again, if you want to check out our previously broadcast shows in our archives, be sure to check out the information that's located at the bottom of this screen. We're on Mixcloud, we're on SoundCloud, and of course, don't forget to check out our newly developed website for our media division, media.meakproductions.lgbt. That's coming very soon. Right now is media.meakproductions.com. All of that is located at the bottom of your screen. And of course, you know to check us out on all social media outlets. Once again, that information is located at the bottom of your screen, as well as in the description box section, of course, of this channel. And I am so excited, you all. You know, I've been mentioning this for a while on my Facebook Live shout outs that I do try to do every Friday or Saturday or every weekend, and been talking about the 35th anniversary celebration of Atlanta's largest and only LGBTQ film festival, Out on Film. And this year is also the 10-year anniversary of us being media partners for this wonderful organization. And I'm glad to have brother Craig Hardesty, who's the chairman of the board, back on with us, baby. Come on and unmute yourself and come on in the room. And
all right. Hey,
yes,
Nico.
what's going on, brother?
Well, we are just busting it trying to get this festival to come together, which is coming together and it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
We're very excited to have 35 years of queer cinema.
Yes,
here
this is
in Atlanta.
awesome. And speaking of that, I'm gonna see if I can play a little bit of this song that I've been that I kind of made up for y'all.
Okay.
It's a classic from Duran Duran. It's a classic from Duran Duran. You know which song I'm talking about. I was able to find the instrumental. I thought I had it right at the point where it was going to say.
Okay.
I think I started it from the beginning. We just having a little fun, y'all. It's the 35th anniversary. Oh, and I know Jim can't be with us, but I'm hoping that he's hearing it. Out on film.
He'll be bouncing over there.
Out on film. Out on film. Out on film. Hey, I had to play that a little bit, y'all.
All right. You're going to have to come play that in the theater.
Say what now?
You're going to have to come play that in the theater.
Yeah, I am. I felt that was the right time. That's
the right time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, 35 years of
35
on film, man. And it has evolved. And right when we thought that the pandemic was going to put a damper on things, it actually was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it turned out to be. I mean, you know, when this all started, you know, we were really afraid. I mean, it was like, what are we going to do? Because so much of this festival is about community and about coming together. And we were afraid, can you just show movies? But what we found was that, yes, I mean, we embraced a virtual cinema because we really, really wanted to be able to bring queer film and queer stories to an audience, and we found that we had an audience who still wanted to experience these stories, and whether the only connection was that we were all streaming at the same time, uh, but we did it, and people really embraced it. And so now that we're back, in theaters, we're still keeping the virtual cinema for people who are outside of the metro area, particularly. But we have people in the community who may have mobility issues, who may still have health issues around COVID and other things that prevents them from coming out into a crowded theater. And so, yeah, we're able to provide both experiences for people, which I think is really a wonderful thing.
You know what? I remember last year when you all did the first hybrid festival. It was the first ever, and really just the feedback that you all got from last year. I mean, that last year was for the books. I
It
mean,
was.
it was for the books because I mean, even some of the other team members and the board members was actually very, very amazed at the numbers that you all was able to gather. It's like, you all had way more participants, not just physically, because I know we were still slightly coming out of the
Right,
pandemic and opening back up, but it was still
right,
slowly but surely. But nobody missed a beat because of the hybrid availability, and those
right,
that wanted to come in person to have that experience, they was able to do that. And then those that could not, or those that still
right,
wasn't sure that it was safe enough, was able to stay at home in the comfort of their own home and see it right on their big screen TV
right.
through Eventi, right?
Yes.
And so it was just beautiful because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a really great experience. We were able to be in theater, and we were able to stream, and some people could pick and choose and do both. But it was just very gratifying that we could provide the multi kind of modal experience for people to do it within their own comfort levels and
Mhm.
their own abilities. And so, yeah, I think it's really important. I think it speaks to the power of art, and I think it speaks to the need to still be telling queer stories by queer storytellers. And I think that people respond to that. And one of the really gratifying things is just the way that the community embraced us,
Mm.
particularly over these past couple of years. I mean, I think our community here in Atlanta and the filmmaking community and even people outside the metro area have been just overwhelmingly supportive of us and what we're doing, and participatory, and kind of very forgiving when we're trying to figure it all out. And so it's been really a tremendous experience for us in particular. Yeah.
Wow. Let's go ahead and get into the meat
All
for
right,
the
let's
first
do
half
it.
of the show.
Okay.
But we're only going to have one commercial break because I want the majority of this show to be about everything.
Okay.
For the first half of the show, we're going to talk about your centerpieces that are very important because I know this year you all have a lot of films that we know that's going to be on both, that's going to be shown publicly and also going to be shown hybridly. But there are some key films that's only going to be shown in the theaters.
Right.
So let's spend the first half of the show talking about the movies that's only going to be shown in the theaters so that we can make sure we get those bodies
All
out
right.
there
Let's
in these
get
seats and stuff. So
there.
go for it.
All right. So we are opening with the movie Bros, which I think that people probably seen and heard a lot of. It is from Universal Pictures, who is presenting the first romantic comedy from a major studio about two gay men who are maybe stumbling toward love. We don't know.
Mhm.
Um, they might be, but it really is. It's co-written by Billy Eichner and Nicholas Stoller, and directed by Nicholas Stoller. And Billy Eichner is the first openly gay man to co-write and star in this major studio film that features an entirely like LGBTQ plus principal cast. So it's an important film. Um, we are not streaming it. It's going to be only in theater. We're going to do a screening of it, and then it opens in theaters on September 30th.
Wow. So
So
it's actually, so it's on. So now I get why they didn't want it to be streamed, because it's going to actually get ready to come in theaters.
it's
So,
going to be theatrically released. Yeah.
so you all are actually like the last film festival that's going to be presenting it before it actually goes to theaters.
I think we may be, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because there's a couple, it's in a couple places, but we may be screening it. It may be. There's a couple of us in the fall
Mm-hmm.
here that are doing it, but yeah, it's going to be right before it opens. So it's very exciting.
Wow. So that's going to be a good look for Out on
It's
Film.
a good look for out of film, and it's a really good look for queer filmmaking. I mean, it's really it shows kind of how far we've really come in terms of embracing a community of filmmakers and stories, for our audience. And so, we're really proud, along with Universal, to be able to do this.
Awesome, awesome. Now, will any of the cast members or directors or production team, will they be there for
We
Q&A?
won't have, unfortunately, we won't have anybody in attendance because they're all doing tours all over the country getting ready for it to be released. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I can imagine that. So yeah.
So that one is only in theater. We have two films that we're showing Friday night and then Saturday night. With three things. So we've got Lonesome, which is from Australia, which is, you know, young gay men. One is like cowboy type. Who doesn't love a gay cowboy? Coming from small town rural Australia, leaves home after a scandal, and goes to the big city, and finds what could turn out to be love.
Mm.
And it's really about these two men who are trying to come together. They are trying to figure out who they are and where they belong, and they're trying to navigate their feelings for each other. It's really beautiful. Craig Boreham is the director. The two leads are gay and proudly being queer in this film, which means it's really authentic.
Mhm.
Uh, it is. I'm just gonna say they're both hot.
That's always a bonus.
It's always a plus. They're hot. They like to be naked, but it's really authentic in how men touch each other, how we have sex. I mean, it's not sanitized at all. It is just really frank, and it makes you just kind of proud.
Oh, cool, cool.
Um, and then we follow that on Saturday from In From the Side, which is a gay rugby team, uh, gay rugby players falling in love. Who? What more can you say about that?
Okay.
From the UK, and then we're showing a horror film called Sissy
Mhm.
right after that on Saturday night.
Now
And
that's that one I had a chance to see last night. Shout out to the Metro Atlanta Association of Professionals, because they every year does the pre-party
yes,
for you all.
you saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, and so y'all showed the trailer for it, and that's one of like the top lesbian uh
Yeah,
films. And so this is
yeah,
gonna be the first time I've actually seen like a horror film that's centered around lesbians. So that's
yeah.
gonna be great.
That's going to be really good. Yeah. I mean, I think that women and men and non-binary people will enjoy it. But yes, it is centered on women and a sapphic narrative. And another one centered on women that we're not going to be able to show streaming is Monday night, and we're doing a centerpiece of When Time Got Louder,
Okay.
um, which is a Canadian film directed by Connie Kachina, um, which follows a young woman and her family.
Hmm.
Uh, her brother is autistic, and she's been kind of instrumental in his support and development. But she goes off to college, and she meets a girl, and they fall in love, and it's really about that transition of family and falling in love, and how people navigate family. It stars Elizabeth Mitchell for anybody who's a Lost fan. So she's in it, and it's just really a nice, really family drama, centered on a queer woman and her relationships.
Awesome. Let's talk about because one of the things to kind of give people a little history, since this is the 35th
Yeah,
anniversary and our 10-year anniversary in
yeah,
partnership. To give everybody a little history about our relationship, we was the first uh, online media outlet to actually broadcast live.
Yes.
Right at the theater.
Right at the theater, you broadcast live. It was really cool. People would just sit down with you.
And it was still really wonderful because a lot of the actors and the directors of
Yeah,
the films were able to get that exposure because I don't think they never really seen that
right.
at a film festival before, and so we made history that year.
Yeah, we did. Yes.
No, because it was the first for us, it was the first for me, and it was
Yeah.
the first for you all and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, he always run around
So
antsy.
it's running around. Yeah.
That was my first time seeing him and stuff like that.
Right.
So, and then and I guess, once we got to know each other and we saw how all of this really worked, it's like it became a good marriage. And
Yeah.
so, one of the things that I'm proud that we contributed is that, we was the ones that first do the first online social media promotions to target audiences,
Yes.
try to bring more awareness to the trans and non-binary community, to our lesbian community, but it also particularly to the African American
Yes.
LGBT market. And
Yes.
so, speaking of that, before we go to our only commercial break, what out of all of the films showing LGBT people of color, what's the highlighted film that that's going to draw that audience?
Black as You Are.
There you go.
There you have it. It's gonna be the
They
one.
showed that trailer last night too. Go ahead.
It's a beautiful trailer. Michael Rice is the director. It's really, I think it's a really important film. It looks at homophobia and transphobia and issues of sexual identity and the whole masculine feminine, uh, and how people are treated within the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think that it shows the treatment
Mm-hmm.
of people unflinchingly. I mean, it is raw, it is authentic, it is really an unflinching look. It is very uncomfortable at times because you're like, it can get painful.
Mm-hmm.
But what he does show so beautifully in the film is, as a community, how resilient and how strong people in our community really are.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as you watch people navigate their lives, trying to be who they are, and whether it is gay or lesbian or trans or gender nonconforming or all of that, it really, I think, for all audiences, but I think for Black queer people, I think it is particularly of importance, but I think it's an important movie that I think a lot of people in our community need to see.
Awesome. Let's go over out of all of the trans and non gender nonconforming films and documentaries that you're going to be showing. Which one do you feel is going to be? Which one do you feel that we really should pay attention to? Besides all of them, but
Right. I
of course, besides all of them. But
yeah.
which one do you feel is going to be the highlight?
Um, so I think there's kind of a couple of things that I want to point out.
Mm-hmm.
One is we're doing this over at a new theater space over at Roll Call over at Ponce City Market.
Mm.
Um, and it is a film called Intentionally Erased. And it's a documentary
Mm-hmm.
uh, by Kimya Motley, and really looks at the experiences of Black trans women in the United States. And really, you know, between Black trans women and cisgender men and these experiences, I think that it is something that is going to be really uplifting for people. And I think that something that, if you have not experienced transgender stories on screen, I think it's one that will speak to people. I mean, I think the other one too is Framing Agnes, which is another film. It's by Chase Joint, who did No Ordinary Man, that we had last year,
Last year, yes.
yeah, yes, and Chase is a transmasculine, and takes a really interesting structure to documentary film.
Mhm.
So I think he's a really interesting filmmaker, and tells stories of trans history, and what is going on in both dramatic fashion and just a traditional documentary fashion. And I think he's kind of groundbreaking, in the way that he structures story and how he weaves together, you know, dramatic effect with, you know, a documentary focus. So I think that those two, I think, will really speak to people.
Awesome. And finally, I think we already touched on one of the main lesbian films that's going to be
Yeah.
featured, which of course is, the horror film Sissy.
Yeah.
But is there another lesbian film that you think would be a good highlight for the weekend besides all of them?
Yeah. So besides all of them, I think, so I talked about When Time Got Louder as well. So that's one I think that will speak to people. We're showing a documentary called Nellie and Nadine,
Mhm.
that is about two women who came together and fell in love when they were in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany.
Hmm.
And it is about one of their grandchildren discovers this trove of, her grandmother's documents and letters and pictures, and kind of finds out about this story about the relationship between these two women in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany.
Wow.
Uh, so I think it shows, our history, and how love prevails in the worst of circumstances. And so I think, from both history and just in terms of, again, if you want to see things about how strong we are, and how we survive and fight through anything to love each other, I think that's kind of extraordinary. And then I think we have kind of a zany lesbian musical called Utopia.
Mhm.
That I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. The musical numbers are really great.
Yeah.
It's kind of zany, and I think that people are just really, really going to like it. And we haven't seen a lesbian musical, and I think that everybody should come out and see it. The music is really good.
Wow.
Uh, so yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
You know what? And that's a great segue into our commercial break. Because when we come back, okay, we're going to talk about a particular musical.
Okay.
Because Out on Film is very, very it's a staple with Out on Film. They always tend to show a classic film every year. And especially on the big occasions like the 30th, 35th, you know what I'm saying, are always on their anniversary.
Yes.
It always shows like these big, big, big classics that people may have forgotten about, or
Yeah.
people may get nostalgic about, and everything like that. And we're going to talk about one of them.
Okay.
One of my personal favorites. And that this movie is celebrating their 40th anniversary release. So we're going to talk about that when we come back right here on the fall season premiere of Meek Pro Media Special Edition News. Stay tuned. We have more in store. You're tuned in to Meek Productions syndicated shows. Don't go anywhere. We do have more in store. Get ready to take a bite of Peach ATL. Peach ATL is Gay Atlanta's longest running LGBTQ business certified weekly magazine. We deliver the best in community events, arts, gay culture, and entertainment. Get weekly high-profile celebrity interviews and coverage of the most important events and festivals, such as Out on Film, Toy Party, Joining Hearts Pool Party, and all Pride festivals in Atlanta. We distribute all across Metro Atlanta to reach thousands of weekly readers right where they shop, live, and play. Go to peachatl.com for the digital issue and exclusive content, even if you don't have access to a physical copy. Once again, go to peachatl.com to learn more and get your bite of Gay Atlanta.
Hey Hey there, this is George Carlton, President of the Metro Atlanta Association of Professionals. Are you looking to expand your business, seeking employment connections, or want to grow your professional network but don't love traditional networking? The MAP is right for you. As Atlanta's first LGBTQ+ business association, we pioneered partnerships and networking with Atlanta's leading changemakers to help you connect authentically, in person and online, with people from diverse industries, identities, and histories. For more information about membership and being part of our legacy, visit our website at www.maapatl.org. Once again, that's mapatl.org. We look forward to connecting with you real soon.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization.
Greetings, this is Joshua Luke, your editor-in-chief of the newest global media platform for professional African-American gay men. eBay Man embodies the work of CEOs, entrepreneurs, industry experts, community leaders, and change agents who seek to elevate lives and change the perception of the LGBTQ community. And eBay Man is a blend of two cultures coming together to embody the affluent, professional black gay man. For subscription information and updated news, visit ebayman.com. Once again, www.ebayman.com.
eBay Man is the first historic media partner for History of Black Gay America.
Hello, everyone. This is Chris Lugo, Executive Director of the Out Georgia Business Alliance, Georgia's only chamber of commerce serving the LGBTQ+ community and our allies. Formerly known as the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, Out Georgia serves the community by advocating for the most inclusive and equitable business environment, providing support and resources to fuel economic growth, and driving meaningful community connections and impact across the state of Georgia. For more information about membership and the legacy of our organization, please visit outgeorgia.org. Once again, that is outgeorgia.org. We look forward to serving and networking with you soon.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization.
Greetings, this is Jim Farmer, Festival Director of Out on Film. Since 1987, Out on Film has been dedicated to supporting the exhibition of LGBT film and video art forms with top-rated films, intimate settings, audience participation, and special celebrity events, which gives moviegoers and sponsors a way to connect and extend a 90-minute film into a lasting relationship. For more information about film submission, the history of the festival, and how to donate or sponsor, please visit outonfilm.org. That's outonfilm.org.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization. And we are back to the last half of our fall season premiere of Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. Your boy, Miko Evans, the founder and executive producer of the world's first LGBTQ exclusive talent agency and production company, is back at you once again. Once again, don't forget to check us out at all of our social media outlets and all of the information that's located at the bottom of your screen. And we are back with my boy, the chairman of the board of Atlanta's largest LGBTQ film festival, Out on Film, as they're celebrating this year their 35th anniversary. And I'm proud to say that we're celebrating our 10th anniversary partnership because we've been media partners with them for 10 years this year. So Craig, welcome back, and so glad to have you back on the show.
And thank you for having me.
Like I said, this show is for the books. This is one for the books, baby.
All right.
Because we've been just having some wonderful conversations about what's in store with Out on Film. For those people who have not picked up their copy, okay, pick up your copy now. This is the official film guide for the 35th anniversary of Out on Film. It's going to be taking place September the 22nd, this coming Thursday, all the way to October the 2nd.
October 2nd.
Yeah, I saw it, October 2nd and stuff. So I'm so excited. 11 days of wonderful film and visual presentations from LGBTQ people out there in the arts, in the visual arts and performing arts. And so we're very excited to be presenting them. And speaking of performing arts and musicals, since we ended on that note, please tell us the classic film that you're going to show
this year,
celebration.
Okay.
With anniversary of Out on Film. I'm excited.
We are very excited. So our friends over at Bill Kalin Marketing, who work with us on, kind of doing, a kind of cool, campy, retrospective, fun gay film that we all loved at various points whenever it opened. And this year, in particular, we are beyond excited to be screening the 40th anniversary of Grease 2.
Yes. Yes.
So,
I
you
bring
get
my
to
mom for
come.
that one.
I mean, you can bring a ladder and do Cool Rider with Michelle Pfeiffer. You can wear a Christmas tree, and we'll do A Girl for All Seasons.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to do the whole thing. Yes.
We're
So
going
it's
to
going to
be
be a
crowling
lot of
tonight.
fun.
We're going to be crowling. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember because Grease 2, I mean, Grease was cool, but it was Grease 2 for me. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, Maxwell Caulfield, child.
Yeah.
Fine as you know what, honey. And if I'm not mistaken, that was all of their first
I think so, yeah. I think
roles, right?
yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer
Michelle Pfeiffer.
their first role.
I mean, except for like Lorna Luft. I mean, so she'd been around for a while.
Yeah, of course, the rest of them, of course, Adrian Zamed has been around.
Right.
And I think Adrian Zamed, he was the one that starred in the play. Did he star in the play of Grease one time?
Yes, I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he did a stage version.
Like it was interesting for them to have him in the actual second installment of Grease, Grease 2. So yeah, and
so we're gonna have a Lani Luau.
Oh, Alua. Oh my God. Let's do it for our country. Oh my God, you just got me going back.
I know. And you're gonna be
my favorite
song all night.
Okay. My favorite song was actually one of my favorites, but my very favorite song is Maxwell Caulfield's ballad that he did called Charades. I love that song.
Yeah, Charades.
Oh my God.
My sister and I did the whole thing, and we did Turn Back the Hands of Time over a kitchen island. Like it was and her children were like, what is wrong with you? And like we were like, this is the best.
Turn.
I mean, the ultimate jacket.
Yes. But I mean, I remember because I think the first time we saw Grease 2 was on cable. It was on cable. And at that time, my mom had the movie channel.
Okay.
Remember the movie channel?
I remember the movie channel.
That was when because that's how we saw a lot of movies. Because the interesting thing about the movie channel is that they always show, not only did they show popular movies, because sometimes they would get popular movies last.
Right, yeah.
So what HBO and Cinemax them and Showtime, the movie channels will always get it last, but also the movie channels will show movies that the rest of them didn't show.
Right, yeah.
And so that's what I loved about the movie channel and stuff. So but yeah, that's how my mom and I was introduced to Grease 2. I'll never forget it. And I was getting ready to graduate from grade school. I was either in the 5th, 6th, or 7th grade because it came out in 82.
82. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I graduated from high school. Yep.
Yeah, I was getting ready to I was in the 6th grade.
Okay.
Going to the 6th grade. Because back during that time, in the South, elementary school was from kindergarten through 7th.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't have too many junior highs or middle school here during that time, and then high school was from 8th through 12th. Right. So yeah, I remember that, and I was just coming into the awareness of my sexuality. One minute I was into girls, and then all of a sudden I started looking at guys, and honey, I lost it.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, you're like, oh,
it was no more going back.
That's right.
And I used to drool over Maxwell Caulfield and Adrian Zamed.
Yeah.
Because right after Grease 2, that's when he got that deal with TJ Hooker.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And then he was the host of Dance Fever.
Right, yes.
Remember that? So
I wanted to be on Dance Fever so bad. Yes. I did. I wanted to be a solid gold dancer and be on Dance Fever.
Yes, you bring it, baby. We going back.
I know.
Oh my God. So it's going to be awesome. So where are they showing Grease 2?
So Grease 2 is going to be over at iPick at Colony Square.
Oh, that's going to be our second time there.
Yeah, it'll be our second time there. So we're very excited to be going back there. So we will be, yes, we'll be over at IPIC at Colony Square. And that's going to be on Wednesday, the 28th at 7 o'clock.
Wow, that's going to be right before the end.
Yes.
Right before
Right in the middle of things.
Oh, wow, that's good. Oh, I got to do that, and I definitely going to bring mom because I mean we used to love Grease too, child. We used to love Grease too. So that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the other anniversary events that you plan.
So a couple of things that we wanted to do since this was our 35th anniversary, we wanted to do a couple of different events. And one of the things that we had been talking about for a long time is how to promote queer storytellers. And so we inaugurated our very first screenplay competition this year because we wanted to be able to provide an avenue to start exploring and giving voice to screenwriters, and to try to give people, some recognition early on, knowing how hard it is to get a film produced and financed and everything. And so we have our first screenplay competition this year, and we have a good winner. And she's going to be here, Megan Mead, for hers, and we're going to do some excerpt readings from her screenplay, and then have a conversation around, how she was doing and what she did, and kind of talking with filmmakers in general about kind of what our experience is trying to get all that done. So very excited about that. And then, so that's going to be Saturday, the 1st at 1 o'clock over with our friends at Outfront Theater.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And then that night, we're very excited. We're going to give an Icon Award to Coleman Domingo.
Oh,
I know. So everybody take a moment.
Oh my God. Hold up. Now, hold
I know.
Let me fan right quick. Let me
fan. Because we're not only going to present Coleman Domingo with the Icon Award, we're going to do it in person because he's going to be here. I know.
God, that's going to be
cool. So he has 2 shorts in our program. And we're going to show the 2 shorts, and then we're going to sit down and have present him with the Icon Award and have an evening with him in conversation about, you are a person of color in this industry, an openly gay man.
Wow.
And really, when we thought about who we wanted to present this award to this year, he was like at the top of the list because he, is an icon for us in the community. So we are like beyond thrilled that he's going to be here and that we're going to be able to do this as part of the festival, and have this kind of an event that people could come and attend and meet him, and kind of talk and about his life and his career, and what it means to be, an African American gay man in Hollywood and working in this industry.
Wow, that's going to be, now what date is that again?
So that's Saturday, October the 1st at 7:15 over at Outfront Theater.
Outfront Theater Company. Wow. Want to give Paul a shout out.
I know our friends Paul Conroy and his company over there who provide this space for us, and for the community. And so we're really kind of thrilled to be doing this over there in that space. It's just important to us and it's important to him. And I think it's a great community space to experience this in.
That's going to be absolutely fabulous.
Right. It's going to be fabulous. Yeah. I mean, everybody's just going to stand there and swoon.
Okay. That's going to be absolutely fabulous. I mean,
it's going to be great.
That's going to top off the 35th anniversary. I mean, beautiful, man. That is really, really beautiful.
So we're really excited.
Is that it?
Yep. So those are our 2 big, and those are our 2 big, events kind of outside of movies.
Wow, that's going to be beautiful. So you have the 40th anniversary screening of Grease 2,
Yeah.
I pick, and then you have the screenwriters competition.
Right.
And then to top it off, I mean, actor Domingo. Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah,
God. I
I know.
mean, what else is there?
I know. We're going to do it up.
Let's do it up, baby. 35
Yeah,
years, man. That's really
35 years.
beautiful.
And then we're going to close with a really lovely film called Chrissy Judy.
Mhm.
That is, really about, you know, best friends and kind of creative partners, and one moves away, and so the other has to kind of reinvent himself. And so I think it's really a lovely, note to end on. And it's from director Todd Flaherty. So we're really kind of excited on Sunday night. That'll be our closing night film.
Awesome. Awesome, man.
And then also we'll have our drama shorts called Connections. And out of that pool of shorts, you know, the short in that program that wins the jury award is the film that will go into consideration for a live action short category at the Academy Awards.
Oh, awesome.
So that's since we are Oscar nominating festival, or Oscar qualifying festival, that's out of that program will be the film that can be put into consideration. So it's really a nice moment for us to be able to do that for a queer filmmaker.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is actually awesome and fabulous and gorgeous and wonderful. And all of those things.
Yeah,
All of the
yeah. And we're just going to say that we're able to do all of these things because of the support that we receive for our community here, from the filmmaking community, who is very, very generous with their art with us. And I want to thank your audience. You've done a lot of promotion for Out on Film, and I think we see your audience coming to Out on Film and the films, and I appreciate how adventurous your audience is here, and they will take chances on things, and really it helps us to be able to be as inclusive as we want to be, knowing that people will come out and support it. So I want to thank your audience, your listening audience, who has also been tremendously supportive of us over the years.
Wow. I mean, just to even think about this is a wonderful way to end this session here, because to think about where we were, our relationship was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And and even neither myself nor you all, I mean, when you all actually invited us to come and do that, we didn't know we was making history then.
Yeah.
And so and also to see how much you all have grown, because I've seen the growth over the 10-year period, and the many films that I've come across you all's platform, because you all actually gave me my first opportunity to do a Q&A.
Yeah.
I had never hosted a Q&A. And so, as a matter of fact, my very first Q&A was, what was the name of the film? Because it was by the actor who played Chance in Noah's Ark.
Did you do Hot Guys with Guns?
Hot Guys with Guns.
You did Hot Guys with Guns with Doug Spearman.
Doug Spearman, yes.
Doug Spearman. Yes, I remember.
Doug, don't kill me. I had, I'm getting old.
I know.
Not my head, not my heart, because I know who you are. But at the same time, we all getting old up here. So but Hot Guys with Guns was the first time that I did a Q&A and hosted Q&A with you all, and it's been fabulous ever since. I mean, I can just go down the list. One of the most iconic times I've had with you all, I did the Q&A for Blackbird.
Yes.
Wow, that was just so wonderful. Doing the Q&A, I did the Q&A for a couple of films, and they just wasn't just African American films. It was I think I did a couple of, one for a documentary and a short, and everything like that. So it's really been beautiful. It's really been a beautiful experience, because I mean, I stepped outside of my comfort zone, because I was used to just doing this,
right,
in the media part and just being a photojournalist, doing the pictures and stuff like that. But doing that at a film festival, I had never had that experience, and so you all provided that. So I want to thank you all for taking a chance on us, on me. and on our vision and what we want to try to do for the whole LGBTQ plus community on our end. So what is it about Out on Film that you remember in 35 years in working with this vision? Because first of all, when did you come on board with Out on Film?
2009.
Wow.
2009. And it's been really a wonderful, wonderful ride. And there's so many moments that we've had with filmmakers and with audiences, seeing how people get moved and how they come together, and just the joy and the emotional joy that people experience, and it happens every single year. And I will say, one of, I think, the most moving moments for me was when we closed the festival with Bridegroom. And we weren't sure about closing with a documentary, and one that was sad because Bridegroom was about a young man whose lover had an accident and died, and it was about his grief, which was very intense. And Shane, who was the young man and the filmmaker, he was there. And it was the first time that I'd been in an audience where the film ended and no one moved.
Wow.
And we introduced Shane, and he came down for an ovation that I didn't think was going to end. And it was an extraordinary moment that we had as a community supporting this young man. That was just incredible for me.
Wow, that's beautiful. Because I think I remember Bridegroom. What year did that show?
I don't remember the year, but it was a while ago.
Oh, okay. Because for some reason I remember Shane. I remember the name Shane. Remember the name, and so I was like, wow, yeah, that kind of feels familiar to me. So yeah.
And my favorite moment with you,
oh wow,
you did the Q&A for Mr. Soul.
Wow, that's right.
You did that Q&A for Mr. Soul, and forgive me, I can't remember her name, but one of the Black Panthers was in the audience, and came up because she was in the film. Was it Catherine?
Really?
And yes,
that's right. I remember.
Yes.
I remember now. I do remember now. That's right.
Falling out.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, because you were I just watched you were trying to get yourself together.
because I wasn't expecting that. I mean, that was just deep. I just
here.
And I think the most beautiful thing about doing that Q&A for Mr. Soul is because he was one of those unsung heroes that many people in the community never knew about. Or either the older guys who knew about him, they forgot about him, because I know he just had that one historic moment by being the Black TV show to feature Black people in its authenticity, and then by him being a queer person of color during a time when it was not accepted. We talking about the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. So yeah, that was wonderful. I mean, I was just so excited about that. And as a result of that, as a result of me being exposed to that film, to who he is, we was able to include him, thanks to our partnership with Peach Magazine. Want to give them a shout out. We was able to include him in this year's Black History Month issues, when we do like special tributes, documentaries and stuff like that. I wouldn't have never known about him if it had not been for you all. So I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that. So I mean, we got so many moments.
We have. There's been a lot of moments. There's a lot of moments. It's a beautiful thing that happens every year.
Yes, I mean, we've been on a lot of moments, because I remember the first time, and I was ecstatic. I remember the first time you all y'all had space for me to do a show one of my video trailers. Either one of my company, the media trailer. And I remember when I first saw it, it's amazing how when you see stuff on different screens,
I know,
get on that big screen, baby, I'm like, oh my God. And I think, you know, and it's like I was able to be to feel like the directors and stuff, because when people was in the audience and when they saw the trailer, but when they saw what I did, because you know I'm a big Wonder Woman fan, and so when they saw that, when they saw that I did the Shooting Stars and did the music from the early 70s version of Wonder Woman with Kathy Lee Crosby, they was like, so I mean, thank you. I mean, there are so many firsts with Out on Film, you know. I mean, this is just such a beautiful nostalgic moment, and it's very fitting for the 35th anniversary celebration. So I would like to say congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
Happy 35th anniversary. Happy 35th birthday. Happy birthday to you. So have many more. I'm very excited for us to continue to doing our partnership again and everything. So once again, to our viewing audience, Jim, we love you. We know you kind of been under the weather and everything like that, but I can't wait to see you next week.
We'll get him ready.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that you'll feel better enough and time enough to actually, so you can be seen.
Yes.
So we can just, you know, embrace and stuff like that, you know, as much as we can. I know we should probably just have to do the physical. But Jim, we love you. Craig, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful to the creator of the Omniverse for your contribution to our community, to humanity. And for those people who would like to purchase their VIP passes, you got to have the VIP experience.
You have to have the VIP experience and go to www.outonfilm.org.
That's right. Thank you for taking the words out of my mouth. And that information is located at the bottom of this screen. Okay. Right. Craig, thank you so much for joining us and being a part of our fall season premiere of our show. And to our viewing and listening audience, thank you once again for supporting us, because next year, next fall season will be our 15th anniversary in media. So we're very excited about that. And it will also be the 20th anniversary of the Meak Productions business and vision. So we're very excited about what we have in store, and stay tuned for more information, because we will be doing a special celebration to commemorate our 10-year partnership. We was trying to see if we could do it in the midst of the 35th anniversary, but I got an extra connection.
All right.
And so, you know, they decided, I said, no, we think we should wait. I said, yeah, we should wait. And kind of, so we're going to make whatever the special surprise that we got for Out on Film, we're going to make it a part of our 20th anniversary of our company's celebration of the things we're going to do starting this fall, going into next year. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to check out the information that's at the bottom of our screen. Don't forget to go to outonfilm.org to get your passes. Please get the VIP pass. And keep in mind, you know, even those people who are out of state that's viewing us and who are even out of the country, you can view this virtually. So it's going to be a hybrid. This is the second hybrid edition for the 35th anniversary of Out on Film. So be sure to check that out and get all that information, because your support is needed. Craig, look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for having us.
No worries, no problem. Excited.
Very good.
Have a good evening to our good evening, good day, good afternoon to our viewing audience, and look forward to hearing from you and hopefully seeing you real soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.